welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman, and joining me now is Justin Leibrecht. He is the coordinator for artists and volunteers for the St. Louis Art Fair. Now, before we brought you on, Justin, we talked about you being part of cultural festivals. What's the correlation between St. Louis Art Fair and the umbrella cultural festivals?
Sure. Well, cultural festivals is the events company or events planning company, and so their main event is they produce their St. Louis Art Fair each year in Clayton. They did other events in the past, and this year they actually helped out with Let Them Meet Art in Maplewood.
That's it.
Yes.
We've had them on, yeah, and we talked about that, and I thought, this isn't new to us, but thank you for helping us revisit that.
Yeah.
Speaking of not being new and revisiting things, there may be other people out there like myself who's actually never been to the St. Louis Art Fair.
You're not alone, I'm sure.
So 19 years in the making. Kind of spell it out for us. Tell us what goes on at the St. Louis Art Fair.
So it's 19 years, so next year will be 20, and so they're already planning fun stuff for that. But this year we have over 180 artists, and so 62 of the artists have never been in the show, and that's big. And 21 of the artists, it's their first time applying, and they got into the show, and that's another big too. So we have over 180 artists, 15 restaurants that come in, like Rear and Tie and Uptown Cafe and Zia's food truck, and then over 30 performers, musical performers on just 3 different stages.
Throughout a 3-day period, because really you start essentially Friday night, September 7th, and you guys go 5 to 10, and then you've got all day on Saturday, the 8th, and then pretty much a full day on Sunday, the 9th as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do people go for the full lineup of all the events?
They'll go to culturalfestivals.com.
Okay, that's a great way. And it's free, though.
Yes, it's free. So go looking for a date night or a family during the day on Sunday. It's great. It's just a fun time.
Speaking of being family oriented, and we've just barely touched the tip of the iceberg about what you're going to experience there. So Justin's going to stick around with us for a little bit. So we'll get through all of this. But in terms of that being family friendly, there's the Creative Castle. And that's not something new. But tell us more about Creative Castle and what that is.
Sure. Well, the Creative Castle targets pre-K through 8th grade, and so organizations like St. Louis County Library or the Magic House or Chesterfield Arts come out, and it's their own designated section, and they really do creative-friendly kid activities for Saturday and Sunday. And so they'll make the world-famous St. Louis Art Fair hats, paper bag hats that everybody likes, and just other kid-friendly activities.
See, all stuff you have. If you've never been there,
exactly.
You may not know that that's what's going on. That's
just park the stroller and show them right up. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then you've got something unique going on called Create for kids who are a little older. Talk about that.
Yeah. So this is the first year we're trying it. Create targets children from 8 years old to 18, and so children around the St. Louis area and come from high schools and grade schools, and they show their own work, and they get to sell their own work, and they take the proceeds from it, and it's really nice. It's really nice because I know when I went to high school, I saw some great artwork there, and it gets these
exposure into the professional realm even prior to really even leaving school, which is amazing. So how are they selected to be able to participate and create?
All they have to do is they have to make their own art. So just like the artists, you can't make from a kit. Nothing pre-made. You have to, do
And
yourself.
and have the students who are exhibiting already been selected, or are you asking students to show up throughout the weekend with their art? What is it exactly?
Yeah, they have been selected.
Okay.
And so there was a certain amount of time, and they applied, and the deadline was earlier, and this is it. So.
Well, that's interesting because you talked about 180 artists being there, and so many of them are new or even first timers. What do we attribute that to?
Well, every year there's a jury process. So they apply in December and January. So this year we had over 1,300 applicants, and
that is huge.
Yeah, and 180 get chosen.
Narrow it down.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot more to talk about because I want to talk about all the different kinds of arts, and there's some really cool role that St. Louis Shakespeare Festival is playing in this year. And of course, you want to know how you can get involved even without just attending art fair, the St. Louis Art Fair. We'll have all of that coming up after we take a quick break. Make note, though, you can find all the details at culturalfestivals.com. So Justin's going to stick around. We'll have more with Justin when we come back. But I want to remind you to keep up with STL TV because there's tons of great events going on around St. Louis. We know about them. Here's a great way so you can know about them is to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. Keep it locked right here on STL TV. We'll be right back with more STL TV Live right after this.